Hey guys, how are you doing? And in this episode, we are going to see the follow-up of iOS 15.4. Based on user feedback, as it's been 4 days, many users have installed the latest iOS 15.4 in their iPhone. So I collected some user feedbacks, each iPhone model specific feedbacks about overall performance, overall battery performance, and whether they are facing any problems after updating to the iOS 15.4 or not. So based on that, 5 important problems that users are facing after iOS 15.4 update in their iPhone, and I'm going to suggest you some troubleshooting steps to address and fix those issues. If you are here after, from the thumbnail or from the title of the video and you have any such problems, you can use the timeline in the description or in the first comment. You can straight away jump to that specific problem where I'll be suggesting some troubleshooting steps in this episode. So only if you have not updated and like to know your iPhone model specific polling feedback or what the users have mentioned about how the performance overall is, then you can continue watching the video. So I don't want to bore you with each individual details about the polling feedback that I have collected. So let's quickly see that and then we can straight away jump to the troubleshooting steps. The very first thing is from iPhone SE 4th generation up to iPhone XR, we can see that many users have mentioned it is okay, it is good, it is kind of a same performance compared to the previous iOS 15.3 or 3.1 update. But the iPhone XR, iPhone 11, iPhone 12 and iPhone 13 Pro Max users have mentioned mostly, to my surprise, 13 Pro Max is also in the list with majority of the negative feedback that in the polling that they have mentioned that their battery performance or overall performance or something is screwed up after the iOS 15.4 update. When we look at the comments that the users have given about, explaining what problems they are facing or how the overall performance is, majority of the comments, clearly says that the battery performance is good, the phone feels smooth, a lot smooth than the previous update, and overall it is working fine, the phone feels stable, the battery backup and everything is perfectly good and so on. So when we look at the first problem where the battery health surprisingly reduced 1% or 2%, I have already published a separate video about why my iPhone battery health suddenly reduced. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. Also, I'll pin that in the first comment along with the timeline of this video. So you can straight away jump to that video to understand it fully, with a lot more detail. To simplify it, what you have to understand is it is not just the iOS 15.4 update. With the iPhone, after the battery health introduced, I kind of feel that it is still in beta version where due to some bugs, sometimes the battery health update is delayed. So while doing the iOS software update, sometimes that feature could be refreshed and you may see 1 or 2% plus or minus, which means increase or decrease after the update. Especially in iPhone 11, Apple have introduced the battery calibration feature last year, and that could result in, for some users seeing that their battery health previously was 95% and after the update, they're suddenly noticing it went back to 100%. So that kind of increase is definitely not possible. As the battery chemically ages, you will only see the reduce of percentage over the period of usage. So only if there are any software bugs or any measurement related issues, you will see such battery health increase. And this type of software updates are kind of, a place where it refreshes and adjust its value. So that is all. So you have to understand that the battery health refreshed, and from the date you purchased, the month and year you purchased, you have to calculate it, and overall it comes around 2.5 to 3 years maximum where it reaches 80%. That you have to understand. Then you can visit the Apple Service Center and replace the battery to start using the phone with peak performance for another 2.5 years to 3 years. The next common problem that some minor number of users have mentioned is that the iPhone is not charging after 80%. This could happen, due to the, messed up software update. Sometimes it happened before with the iOS 14, I believe. In some version update, there were issues like several users have reported that the iPhone is not charging after 80%. That is, kind of a responsibility of optimized charging feature, which present in settings, battery health. There you can have a control of the toggle where you can turn off and turn on. Even though you turn it off, the optimized charging sometimes will not take effect. That could be due to the iOS software update problem. From my personal experience, for the past 3 days, I didn't encounter such issue. But today afternoon, I noticed that my iPhone charging percentage stuck at 80%. And after 20 to 25 minutes, suddenly it started to charge, like jump to 3 or 4%. And then I removed it from the charging once it reaches 96%. I do think that there is a possible problem that with the iOS 15.4, there could be an issue with the optimized charging, and if there are any such issue, you don't have to worry. You can continue charging, leave the iPhone in charging. Temporarily, you can turn off the optimized charging, which is absolutely not recommended because it is there for protecting your iPhone battery health. But if you need the more than 80% charge to complete, you may turn it off. Another possible reason is if you are in a country or region where summer season is currently going on, if the room temperature is high, then there is a possibility that the charging speed could be reduced even after 20%. If the device internal temperature rises, then the charging speed automatically reduced to prevent any overheating or damage to the hardware. So that is kind of a feature that we have built in with the iPhone. So it is not just iOS software specific problem. Anyhow, I have noticed such issue. So let's see whether Apple releases any iOS 15.4.1 update in a couple of weeks to address such minor issues. And the third one is fast battery drain after the update of iOS 15.4. If you are noticing such issue in your iPhone, all you have to do is perform all settings reset by going to settings, general, reset, and then perform reset all settings. Do not give erase data because that will wipe out your entire iPhone data. So just give reset all settings to fix any software related bugs that could have happened, after the software update. So that definitely helps for most people who have this sort of fast battery drain. Also, make sure to update all your applications by visiting the App Store and tap on your profile picture at the top right corner and swipe down to refresh the page and update all the applications. I have also published a video about is Instagram draining your iPhone battery and what are the troubleshooting steps that you need to follow to fix such applications, kind of draining the battery. You can always see which application is consuming more battery from settings, battery page. While scrolling it down, you will see the apps section where it shows which application have consumed more battery. So based on that, you can try the Instagram is fast draining battery tips, the troubleshooting tips that I have suggested, and you can, possibly fix such app specific problems as well. And observe for 2 to 3 days. And if you're seeing no improvements, then it is important to connect your iPhone with the computer, and with the iTunes, you need to take a full backup of your iPhone and perform an iOS restore, then restore your backup. That will definitely helpful. For some reason, like when you try to update your iPhone through Wi-Fi or even with iTunes, if there are any packet loss, any file corrupt related issues, that could mess up with the iPhone, resulting in fast battery drain or apps crash related issues or overheating sometimes. So performing an iOS restore with the help of computer, or you can take it to the service center and highlight these reasons, like that your iPhone after the update is kind of facing these problems that you cannot fix, and they will help you to perform the restore and help you fix the problem. And the fourth important problem that some users have reported is that their iPhone system storage consumed extra space after this update. Since the release of iOS 14, it automatically manages both the other storage and system storage. We don't have to do any extra troubleshooting steps to fix such problems. The only possible troubleshooting step that I could think of is like while updating from iOS earlier versions to the current version, just 4 or 5 updates once, you can use the iTunes to update, and that could clear up any other system storage if you are facing such problem that the other system storage contains caches, logs, and other apps related data that the user storing data and temporary files. If it is not automatically flushing out, then you can perform the pending software update with the help of iTunes, or you have to perform the iOS restore by connecting your iPhone with the computer launching iTunes. So in this case, the storage increase is not that much huge, like 3 or 4 GB difference is there from based on what some users have reported. I also noticed in my iPhone that the system storage space have increased a little bit. If it is not, kind of taking up the space that you actually want in your iPhone storage space, then don't worry. I would suggest you to wait till the next update. If such problem noticed by Apple, then they will release an update, maybe iOS 15.4.1. We can expect it in a couple of weeks to address such issue. So don't worry about it. And when you store more data to your iPhone, it automatically frees up the other storage. It automatically manages the system storage, so you don't have to do everything manually. And the last one is overheating problem. Some users did mention that after updating to the iOS 15.4, they are seeing overheating issue. So sometimes, as I mentioned before, that if you are in a country or region where the summer season is currently going on, so due to the room temperature increase that most of the electronic appliances that we have at our building could be, seeing some increased amount of temperature. Only if you see a temperature warning in your iPhone, that should be taken really seriously. If you are charging your iPhone and playing games or using the iPhone, and especially if you're using camera application with HDR video shoot or something, then obviously for several minutes when you shoot a video footage, you will see some temperature increase around that processor area and the power button area. So that is absolutely normal. As long as you don't see a temperature warning, it is absolutely fine. And as a common precautions that you should take to avoid any overheating issue is avoid using the phone continuously for a long time while charging. So try to disconnect the charger and then use it. Even for normal usage, if you notice such overheating problem, make sure you are using original or M5 certified lightning cable. That is very, very important. If you're using duplicate cable, that could damage the battery, and not just because of iOS software update. The duplicate cables, sometimes the battery could be damaged, and that could cause overheating problem even for normal applications usage. And perform all settings reset in order to fix any software related bugs causing such overheating problems. So go to settings, general, reset, and then navigate to reset all settings, see whether the problem is fixed or not. And as a last option, you can visit the Apple Service Center mentioning that your iPhone is kind of overheating even after performing the all settings reset, and they will help you to perform the iOS restore after taking the backup of your iPhone. I hope these troubleshooting steps helped you to fix any similar issues that you have with your iPhone after the update. For more useful iPhone, iPad and Mac related tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and if you find this video useful, you know what to do. Have a wonderful day.